Hello everybody, hope that you are good. Bitcoin made the move during the Asian session, but not towards the week. So the trading setup failed. Okay. Remember that in yesterday's video I was saying that I had a long open in this white box here. Okay. Because I was expecting an M formation all the way to the 50% of this week here. Okay. You can see the price didn't get there. Okay, so this is the things about M and W formation, guys. They are not fixed patterns, so they can be irregular peaks. Okay, that was the information here. All right, it doesn't have to be equal. Okay, it could even be higher. Why not? In this case, it got here and then it dumped, or take profits didn't hit, and or stop loss was hit here. Okay, so what a shame, because the trading setup was promising. I don't regret, even if it didn't play out. I think it was it made sense, okay, yesterday, but it doesn't matter because now Bitcoin is making the move, okay. The idea that I had yesterday is that this white box here was a strong support. So in the moment that we lost the support, then we were gonna come and fill this liquidity pool over here, okay. That's what happened during the session. You can see here, price dumped very hard, fill this liquidity pool, and today it's just going to the next one. So now the question is it gonna go to this one here below at $26,500, or is it gonna have a little bounce now? That's what we're gonna try to figure out now, okay? Because if you notice here, and we go into the daily time frame. Well, no, sorry, let's go better into the 4 hour. Let's stay there. 4 hour time frame. Let me show you this. We were talking about this yesterday, okay? Let me remove all of this. We were saying that, you know, we had some kind of range in this zone here. Okay, let me fix this a bit for you. We had this range here. We just fell back into the range. And if you notice here, I was telling you that one possibility was to see an M formation, a deviation out of the range, and then come back inside, okay? And I must tell you, it looks like that's what it played out. Usually, when we see a deviation to the upside, then price breaks below the range. So pay attention to that. This reminds me to this price action. Let me show you. I remember it was around 48k. I think it's here. You're gonna be able to see here pretty well. That's 48. I remember this trade very clearly. So if we have, you know, or range here, okay, something like this, all right. You can see that we had here something quite similar. We had our range here. You can see we had our low or high. We retest the low, we retest the high, and then we break above it, but it's only a deviation just to break again below. And then you can see that price dumped quite a lot. And in this zone here, if you pay attention, this is an M formation too. So why not? Are we seeing the same pattern playing out? Makes you think, right? It makes you think for sure, because we could be seeing the same, but in the 4 hour time frame, and that would make this a deviation, and maybe now we break low again, okay? So keep that in mind, guys. But what I care now, it's in short term, in lower time frame. You can see that we are filling this week over here. If we mark the sessions, we can see that Asia dumped. Let me mark them all. Okay, so that's your recent session. Then London held in this zone here. Okay, we're seeing the typical pattern that is, this could be a stop hunt, okay, just to fill maybe this liquidity pool over here, okay, because that's another imbalance in the chart, the same as we're filling, you know, this one here, sorry, this one here, this one here, this one here. We now have this one here, okay? So why not? And if you notice the 50 MA, we're a bit overextended, okay? We are $500 away from it. So why not? I mean, the New York session still has more than, well, around 5 hours to run. We started the New York session, so why not? We could see something like this, okay? Maybe not all the way here, sorry, maybe not all the way to the top of the liquidity pool, but at least to test the 50 MA in the 1 hour time frame. So that's for now what I'm keeping an eye on for today. I would like to see something like that, okay? I would like to see some kind of short squeeze, test the 1 hour 50 MA and recover some of this liquidity pool, okay? It's true that everything looks easy on hindsight, but I must admit a mistake I made here, okay? I didn't check the order book, because if I check the order book, you can see that it was quite clear that there was a lot of liquidity all the way down to 27,300, okay? Check those red bars over there. So from now on, I should be paying more attention to the order book, because that was a very big clue. We're in low capital in the liquidation levels, and you can see that the delta here, the cumulative liquidation levels, have reversed, okay? And at this point, there was $7.5 billion worth of long liquidations, okay, cumulative, right at the peak. Now, if you notice, we have a different story. There are $5.5 billion worth of dollars of short liquidations. So it seems that the next ones to pay the price might be shorts, okay? That's why I'm telling you that the idea of a short squeeze should not be dismissed. Now, if you check at the right of the screen, okay, you're going to be able to see these spikes, okay? And there is an interesting one right below us, okay? This pink spike, these are zones with liquidations. And if you check here, it tells you that those are longs in times 25 leverage. And there is a lot of liquidations from those longs at 26,700. So why not? Maybe we still see, maybe the stop hunt is not finished, okay? We might be able to see one more drop lower, hit those liquidations, okay, at 26,700-ish, and then maybe we see some kind of reverse. And that could be tomorrow, because tomorrow is Thursday, okay? And on Thursdays, you know that we usually see some kind of reversal. So if you notice here, okay, 26,700, that's quite an interesting zone. And to the upside we have, let me zoom in because you want to be able to see this better. And to the upside we have 27,300, that's another spike here, 27,500 psychological number, 27,750, 27,900, and of course 28,330, and that will be the 50% of the wick. So I'm telling you guys, I'm still not dismissing the idea of the wick fill strategy, okay? I think that the chances are, just by looking at this chart, okay, the chances are, in my opinion, the price goes to 26,700 first, okay? Hit those liquidations here, this spike of liquidity, and maybe tomorrow we can see a mid-week reversal. How high? Well, the 50 MA in the 1 hour time frame, that's your first target. And also for targets, I'm gonna use these spikes of liquidity, okay? Now, if we go into the liquidation heat map, let's see if we can visualize this in a different way. What the chart says, okay? 12 hours time frame, let's see if we see something clear. Okay, we see that there is a lot of liquidity at 27,475. That's quite interesting. And also, if you notice here, there is quite a lot of liquidity between 26,750 and 26,625. So that's what I mean, guys. Why not? Maybe we still have to retrace this zone here, okay? Between 26,700 and 26,600 before we can see some kind of reversal towards this zone here in the chart, okay? Okay, now, 7 days time frame. Let's check this. Let's see how it's looking. Let's get this zone over here. I mean, in here you can see it too. 26,700, 26,650. That's the closest liquidation zone, okay? So now you can see how we're putting it all together, but it seems quite likely that the stop hunt is not finished here, okay? And that they still have to recover this zone at least, okay? And then from here, yes, we can try to figure it out if we can see a midweek reversal tomorrow, most likely. I'm saying tomorrow because it usually happens on Thursdays. Sometimes it happens on Wednesdays, but thinking that they still have some work to do at these zones here, most likely thing is that there is not enough time today. Potentially, if we see a reversal, it should be tomorrow and not today, okay? In higher time frame, let's go to the monthly time frame. The chart doesn't tell us much, okay? It's just telling us, well, we pointed out that this liquidation zone here, 27,800, they failed it and went quite a lot above it, to be honest, to 28,400. And it seems that it's retracing from there. But if you check the chart, at least in the 1 month time frame, there is more liquidity to the upside than to the downside, okay? So that's quite interesting that in the short term, the liquidity seems to be to the upside. But if we go to the 3 months time frame, you're gonna be able to see that the story here is different. Let me get all this done, because this is very interesting. You have here 25,400, $69 billion worth of liquidations. That's insane. And a bit lower we have 22,600, 22,400. This one hasn't moved for quite some time, so let's see how it reacts when price is approaching. I mean, this one here, 25,400, you can see very clearly how the liquidity has increased as we've been, you know, touching this zone 25,800. You can see, okay, that's very normal. That's because the retail traders are gonna, you know, go long when price is going up, so the liquidations are gonna be here. So I mean, in a way, it would make sense what I've told you. You know, you have the range, information of deviation, and then you break below again. In that way, it makes sense. So if we go back to the chart with the information, you can see that, let's mark that zone, 26,700 and 26,600. Okay, so in this zone here, between 26,700 and 26,600, there are a lot of liquidations, okay? So why not? We could imagine the price is not finished in this zone and it can still go to this yellow box here, hit those liquidations, and then tomorrow we could see the midweek reversal towards the 50 MA in the 1 hour time frame. That if you notice, it looks that it's a bit overextended. So what do I want to see ideally? Ideally, I would like to see price could consolidate here. Let me remove this a second. It could consolidate here in this Asian session, okay? But ideally, what I would like to see is a drop, you know, go to this zone, then in this zone I'll probably try to go again into longs, okay? Hopefully it's not a fail idea like it was in this zone over here, okay? And then from here, I'm expecting tomorrow to see some kind of recovery towards the 50 MA in the 1 hour time frame, okay? So that's the plan I have for now. And some of you will be wondering, what about the wick? Is the wick invalidated? I mean, in the short term, yes, because we're going to be looking for a projection like this, okay? But of course, that imbalance in the 4 hour time frame, that wick in the highs here, this is still a very interesting zone that I'm not going to remove from the chart, okay? That zone here, that wick is still a very important wick, because we're talking about a $400 wick. That's quite a lot, and price should come back to this zone sooner or later. Okay, we go back to the chart, 1 hour time frame, and something very interesting is that you can see very clearly here is how to use the 50 MA. Okay, if you check this one here, okay, and if you check this one here, it's exactly the same. Let me remove all of this. Quick lesson: this zone here and this zone is exactly the same. Why? Because you are in this zone, okay? In this zone over here, you are below the 1 hour 50 MA. You know, you can see here it's resistance, you're hitting your head, you cannot go above it. But when that happens and you don't see a quick drop, okay, it's telling you that price is gonna go above it, it's gonna break above it. So what you are expecting here is to see a break above it, a retest to still a support, and then continuation to the upside. Same here, okay? You can see the same here. You are coming here and you are testing as a support, but you can't bounce hard, okay? You cannot bounce towards the wick. There's something that I should have been paying attention in the Asian session last night, okay, before I went to bed, because when I saw this, I should have matched this to what I saw here, because it's exactly the same, okay? Then in this zone here, you can see the price breaks below the 50 MA in the 1 hour time frame, test it as resistance, you can see here very well, okay? So it does this, and then it continues going lower. It's so simple. So guys, remember this pattern because you're gonna see this playing often. It's very simple. It's one indicator that you can use for confluence in the chart, and it's so easy to use. So guys, that's pretty much all. Bitcoin in a nutshell. Yesterday's plan didn't work out. The wick is still there, it hasn't gone anywhere, so that's still an interesting zone, but it's quite far at the moment, so we are not gonna be paying too much attention to it. We go level by level, and at the moment we are looking at this zone over here that is between 26,700 and 26,600. There is some liquidity there. Grab that liquidity, and maybe tomorrow we can see a midweek reversal towards the 50 MA in the 1 hour time frame, okay? So that would be a nice trade. This is around $600 move. Maybe we can catch that tomorrow, okay? That's what I'm gonna try to pay attention to. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.